Okay, so here we are. Sorry, that first thing cut off there. Distinguishes a level 4 from a level 3. We're right here. This is where I would go in and say, I want to make sure that I know this because I'm aiming for a level 4. You don't have to. But this says, in the commentary, the candidate addresses connections between and among concepts, procedures, and reasoning or problem solving in every lesson, right? How is that different? At level 3 here, it just says, the sequencing of the plan supports learning by connecting these things, and it's explicitly written out. But what this is saying is that you are explicitly addressing these connections between and among concepts, procedures, and reasonings in every lesson. So you're not just giving a generalization, or you're not saying how it works in one lesson, but you're saying how it works in every lesson. Okay, so I'm going to take this, go back here, and I'm going to put level 4. This is what I need to get to have a level 4. Again, I am underlining the fact that I need to do this in every lesson. Secondarily to that, I saw one thing. That you need to address how you use these connections to deepen young adolescent understanding of the central focus. Okay, here's that keyword, central focus. Make sure you're tying those things together. Right, so I'm just going to tack this on here in every lesson. To deepen young adolescent understanding of the central focus. That helps me know, all right, I need to make sure that I tie this back to my central focus. Okay, you'll make one last sweep through and make sure we didn't forget anything else there. Okay, and this right here is transitioning into level 4 to level 5, which is not necessary unless you're trying to get a level 5. So there's an example there. Now, I'm going to, maybe we'll just go down to the first one on task 2. So scroll down to rubric 6. Rubric 5. Okay, this will just give you an idea because, these rubrics are a little bit different. So if you go down to rubric 6, okay, which the title of mine is Creating a Positive Learning Environment. So I'm here. Again, primary source of evidence, boom, in the video clip, right? That's everything that has to do in task 2 has to be in the video clip. Evidence that demonstrates performance at level 3. Again, you're going to go through here that your interactions are respectful, you demonstrate rapport. Okay, there are a few of these. So we demonstrate rapport, obviously positive learning environment. That is what we're aiming for. Here's one. I've mentioned it in my other videos. There is evidence that the candidate facilitates a positive learning environment where the students do not criticize others' responses, right? So that's a good one. It actually goes down to level 4, so you might even say the learning environment encourages and supports mutual respect among adolescents, and the candidate reminds students to discuss their ideas respectfully. That's saying the same thing, right? I know that's there already because I've already gone through these. And when I did this, I've probably first typed out this here at level 3. Where are we at? At level 3. But then I said, oh, well, if I just remind them on camera to discuss their ideas respectfully, I'm doing the same thing and I can get a level 4. Right? So we remind them remind students, right, on camera, because your evidence is found in your video clips, to discuss their ideas respectfully. Okay. And the learning environment supports tasks that challenge adolescent learners by promoting higher order thinking. And examples include young adolescents cannot answer immediately but need time to think to respond, right? That is going to get you that positive learning environment, that challenging environment. Now, let me say this. This is for mine, right? I'm gen ed. If you are perhaps special ed or a different field, yours might not say that you ask higher order thinking questions or your students cannot answer immediately. Right? So check yours. If you're special ed, yours probably says that the questions you ask are at an appropriate level for your students and that you're not asking questions that are too difficult or that they tie to IEP goals or whatever that is. So just check yours. Right? So there's another example in how to do that for break down your rubrics, right? We all know how to consolidate sentences and work things together. So just do that, right? Read through them. It is going to take some time. I sat down in the summer one day and took an entire day while my husband was at work and went through all of these, and it literally took me 9 to 5 at least, going through these. But by the time I was done, I had such a greater understanding of what I was being asked to do and really knew where to go in starting my lesson plans because I knew what I was being held accountable for. So that is just an overview of how I broke down my rubrics. Again, I would say one last thing. Remember the section at the beginning of the rubrics that says key concepts, and it defines words for you because that's how they are scoring you. You might have a different use of another word, maybe not for respect or rapport, right? But in your school, you might use maybe informal and formal assessments in a different way, or you might, especially like language supports. What does that mean? That could mean a whole number of things, but here's what they are holding you accountable for when they ask you to make a language support. So use this to your advantage. This is one huge one that I'm going to do another video on: language demand, language function, discourse. Even after you read these, you really got to think about it and make sure you understand what it means, but use those to your advantage. They are here to help you, and I hope that this was helpful. So once you finish, you will have a document where you can reference, okay, rubric 6, this is going to be commentary prompt 2. When I'm answering prompt 2, look here and make sure that I have explicitly ticked off all of these boxes so that the scorer does not have to guess where they're finding their evidence, and they can score you at a level 3 or 4 or 5 or whatever you are aiming to get. So good luck with that, and happy edTPA.